Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and today it is time to talk about Hoyas. I have 11 Hoyas here, and I'm going to be ranking them from my favorite to my least favorite, best and worst, why I don't like them, all that kind of stuff. I did a video like this a few months ago about all my pothos where I ranked all of them, and I had a lot of fun with that video, so hopefully this one is just as enjoyable. But before we get into all my Hoyas, I have to give a quick shout out to Ana Luisa. So if you have never heard of Ana Luisa, they are a jewelry brand that sells online, and they make some super cute stuff. I actually found out about them from someone doing an ad just like this one, and I immediately went to the website and I bought a ton of earrings. Actually, all the earrings I've been wearing in my ears since November are from Ana Luisa. I did buy them all with my own money. I also have some other ones here that I really love, like these little gold hoops. I think they're so cute. They also have these really fun ones here that are sold in a pair. One's like a little dangling dagger, and the other one just has a couple dangly things on it. Super cute. So not only do they have some really cute stuff, but they also are very thoughtful in their production. They use sustainable materials, not only in their jewelry, but in their packaging. And every piece of jewelry you order comes in a little bag like this, so you can easily store it or, you know, travel with it. It's not going to get tangled or messed up or lost. I actually keep my stuff in here because I don't have a jewelry box. It keeps everything dust free, not going to get lost, anything like that. But they're also carbon neutral and water neutral, which is amazing. And although I did purchase all the earrings myself with my own money, they did send me these two necklaces, and I was beyond grateful and excited to accept because I'm already a fan of theirs. So they sent me this really cute safety pin necklace. It's the most darling thing I've ever seen, and I haven't taken it off. I put it on the moment I got it. I've showered with it. I put on makeup. I put on skincare, everything. And although it looks very delicate, it's very well constructed. Like, it hasn't come loose or anything like that, and I wear it all the time. Like, I literally haven't taken it off in a month. It's so cute. And then they also sent me this that I love. This little heart. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what this kind of locking mechanism is called, but it kind of reminds me of Lizzie McGuire, and I think that's why I love it so much. I just really love it. And I love this little detail that they thought of, that the front and back of the necklace look nice, because, you know, something like this is going to flip around throughout the day. And the front looks like this really cute little heart, and then the back looks like this, still super cute, just a little more outlined in gold. And I love that detail, and I love they thought of that because, you know, your necklace isn't gonna stay perfect all day, but in this case, this one will, and I absolutely love it. And they also sent me these two super cute hairpins. I wear bobby pins every single day, usually to pin back my bangs or just to hold stuff in place. So I was really excited to have these to kind of give me a little bit of an elevated bobby pin experience. I don't have them in today, obviously, so I could show you them, but they're really, really cute. They're not gonna hold my hair in place. They're more of a decorative piece. So I love using these in combination with my bobby pins. Absolutely love them. They're super cute. So right now, Ana Luisa is doing 20% off on their website, which is amazing because their prices are already very reasonable for their quality. And I love them so much. I'm super happy that they sent me these pieces, and I was very happy to do this video with them. So definitely check out Ana Luisa if you're interested in some really cute, well-made, well-constructed jewelry at a very decent price. I do have a link with them in my description box, and I will list all of my favorite pieces in case you want to check any of those out. I'll list out the name of them so you can just kind of search for them on their website in case you're interested. So thank you so much, Ana Luisa, for sending me these beautiful necklaces. I love them. But now let's get on to all the Hoyas. I have 11 varieties here. I am going to rank each one starting with number 11, my least favorite. And although it's going to be at the bottom of the list, it's not, I don't really dislike it. It's just, for whatever reason, you know, I like something better than it. I'm also going to be sharing some care tips as I go along because although in my experience most Hoyas have the same care tips, some of these are a little trickier for me than others. So definitely let me know your care tips because, you know, everyone takes care of plants differently, and you never know, you might learn something. So if you have different care tips than I do, please let me know. So number 11, Hoya Macrophylla. So this little guy used to be a way bigger plant. I purchased this online from Cactus Club, so it was shipped in the mail, and it arrived in great shape. I actually think I showed this in another video. It had 4 leaves, 4 or 5 leaves on it, 4 big ones just like this. And look how beautiful this leaf is. It is so pretty. It's got this nice white variegation on the outside, this veining, and like these little like crinkles in between the veins. It's a really nice, beautiful plant. but I don't know what's going on with this one. I thought it was doing well with care. I don't know if I'm overwatering it or underwatering it, but one day I came in here to check on the plants and 2 of the leaves were completely yellow and very, very soft. So usually in my experience, when a leaf is like mushy like that, it's from overwatering, but I feel like I was underwatering this. Maybe it was that, who knows. So right now he's just this one little leaf that's left. It's currently sitting on a heat mat as well as under a grow light because I don't know what else to do for it and I want to at least keep this one leaf going. My boyfriend's doing a lot of seed starting right now, so he has a little setup in the kitchen with the heat mat and the light. So I put this one there. He's been looking after it. He said he waters it pretty much every day because it's on the heat mat, it's in a terracotta, and it dries up very quickly. And so far it's been doing very well with that care. Like the leaf is doing better than it ever has. And I don't know. So far, I really don't know what this plant wants for me. So it's number 11 just because it's just very tricky, although very pretty. All right, number 10 is going to be the Crimson Princess. So this is the Hoya Crimson Princess. This is actually one of my least favorite plants that I own, period. And I don't know why that is because looking at it, it looks very pretty. But I actually just repotted this a couple of hours ago because the pot that it was in was so awful. It was in a nursery pot, which is fine, but it's only 3 vines and it was in a 6-inch pot because it used to be a really big hanging basket, like a big beautiful plant. But no matter what I do for this one particular variety, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it if I underwater it, if I overwater it, if I give it too much light, not enough light. It's gonna kill off a whole vine and then eventually the whole plant is going to die. This is actually my second one of these that I've had. I did have another one, like a really big, huge, it looked like it was 20 years old. I found it at the grocery store. It was massive. Never seen another one like that since. I had to get it. It was so cool. But I watched a video of somebody staking up their giant Hoya and I was like, I have one just like that. I want to do it. The plant hated it, immediately started killing off all of its vines. I took it off the stake and it was like, that's it, I'm done. You're mistreating me. And it literally just slowly died. Every vine was dying. So it eventually completely perished. This is my second one and this is all that's left of it as well. I do like it a lot better now that I repotted it, but before it was in a bigger pot. It had super old crusty soil. There was like old mosquito bits all over the top. It just looked really bad. But now that I've given it a facelift, I don't know if I hate it as much, but it's just one of my least favorites. I don't really know how to take care of it. So I know people always say, don't touch a plant leaves, they don't like it. But with Hoya, this is one of the exceptions. I think you really should get to know how the leaves feel when the plant is nicely watered, because they should feel very, very firm and hard, almost hard to the touch, you know? So when they do need to be watered, this is usually how they will be. They will be super pliable and very, very thin. And normally they should feel a little on the thicker side, but each leaf is different. Just get to know each of your plants separately. So this one needed to be watered. As you can see, it's very, very thin. So in a few hours, maybe even tomorrow, it'll perk back up. The leaves will get back to being feeling very firm. But I don't know why, I just don't love this one. I think because I killed that big gigantic one and this one's slowly dwindling down, it's just not my favorite. All right, so number 8 is another plant I did a disservice to, and it is the Hoya Krinkle 8. Although I love this plant and I wish I could put it higher on the list, there's just a few others I like more than it. And then this is the last surviving vine of this plant. I did get this at a local nursery and it was in a big, beautiful hanging basket. I had never seen a Krinkle 8 before and I felt my heart racing, and the lady took it out of the box and I immediately grabbed it like, no one else can have that. I've never seen one before and I have never seen one since. So to me, this is not a very common plant. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Look how cool these leaves are. They have these little crinkles in them, why it's called Krinkle 8, because usually it has about 8 little dips in the leaves. It's really, really beautiful, but for me, it's a little lower on the list just because this is all that's left of it and I did it a very big disservice. The care for this one, same as the other ones, I let it dry out and I let it stay dry. I let the leaves tell me when it needs water. This one is a little different though. Because of the shape of the leaf, you can easily bend this one, but that doesn't mean it needs water. This is why I'm saying get to know your leaves, because each of these plants has a different leaf, different structure. Some are going to be a little softer than others, but they all should feel generally kind of firm. This is one I wait till it feels very soft and then I water it. And it seems to be doing fine with that care. It's not flourishing or growing, but it's not dying at all. And it's been just this one vine for a very long time, so it's doing okay. I do want to repot it because I think this soil looks kind of ugly. And there's like old mosquito bits on the top and just kind of like old crusty soil. But I don't want to repot it because I'm just afraid that the whole vine will die. So maybe I'll find like a nice pot to put around it or something and just kind of leave it the way that it is. But yeah, really beautiful pet plant, but a little lower on the list for me. All right, number 7 is the Hoya Obovata. So this one is so beautiful. It's these big round leaves. I think of all the Hoyas I have today, other than the Macrophylla, this is the one that has the biggest leaves. It's really, really cool. I mean, look how big and round those leaves are. I feel like this might be called Splash because it's got these little white speckles on the leaves here. So I find this one to be probably one of the trickiest of all the ones I have when it comes to watering. So like I said, get to know your leaves, get to know your Hoya leaves and see how firm they are for that plant because not all of them are going to be the same firmness. Like this one here, I could easily bend that one, but this one here, I can't. So I don't know whether or not to water this or not. What I have been doing is kind of just waiting till the leaves feel a little bit thin, not necessarily that they're kind of pliable or soft. So far it's been okay with this one. No one else has died. No other leaves have fallen off since I've been caring for it like that, rather than just waiting for them to feel soft. But yeah, this one's a little tricky for me, but I still really, really love it. Love the leaf shape. And I just like the way that it looks in this pot. It looks kind of cool. So this one was my number 7, although a little tricky, still very, very cool. So number 6 is the Hoya Australis. I purchased this from Plantarina, the infamous Plantarina. It was exorbitantly expensive for what it is because I now find this at my local nursery for $15 in a big giant pot, vines everywhere. I almost bought one the other day, but I didn't. I was like, you know what, I already have one and I'm just gonna grow this one really big and beautiful. This one, I'm gonna have to show like an up close picture because I don't think the camera's gonna capture it. The leaves on this one are so beautiful. It looks like they're all stamped with like an impression. And it's so pretty. Like all the veining on here looks like it's impressed onto the leaf. It's so beautiful. I did buy this from Plantarina, like I said, extremely expensive. To me, it's a fast grower, but I feel like that's relative to everybody. What I consider a fast grower, you might think is a slow grower. But to me, this one grew fast, I think because no other Hoya that I've had has really grown a lot. It grew this whole branch here. I would say most of this plant is new. I did buy it very small. This one to me is one of the easiest ones that I have. No matter where I've put it, it's done well. It's growing leaves, it's fine. This one is one though that the leaves will feel freaking hard, like hard as a rock. And once they start feeling soft, I water it. I just watered this the other day, so it's doing pretty good. But this one is very, very, very firm. This one is one of those leaves that you would put like a piece of tracing paper on with a crayon and like make a copy of it. What's that called? There's a name for that. But just because the impression on this is so cool. This one is one that I'm hoping gets kind of tall because I want to put like one of those cute trellises on it that people have because I think this one will look really cool on that. But yeah, Hoya Australis, really love, really easy, and for me, a fast grower. All right, we're in the top 5. Who is number 5? Who's number 5? There you are. Hoya Sunrise. So this is one that I purchased online. I bought this from Cactus Club, so I got it in the mail. And I kept going back and forth with this one and Australis on where to put them on the list because they're both so pretty. This one doesn't have impressions like that one does. It has a very, very similar feel and design to the leaves. It feels very similar to the Macrophylla. Without the variegation though, and on a smaller leaf. But it has a lot of deep veining on it, a lot of like, I don't know, dimples and ridges all over it in between the veins, and it's so cool to touch. This is one that should stay very, very firm to the touch. This is one I also wait till the leaves tell me that it needs to be watered. When the leaf starts feeling very soft and thin, that's when I water it. And I know it seems like a lot of work to go touching all your leaves all the time, but once you get to know the plant, you won't need to constantly touch every leaf. But once you get to know the leaves really well, you could just touch a few of them and feel like, oh, this feels good. And this one should feel very firm to the touch. I just watered this the other day, so it's doing well. And I love this one. This is one that I see people sun stress all the time, which means they put it in the sun, in like direct sunlight, and it gets really orange and red and beautiful looking on the leaves. But so I'm not brave enough to do that yet because this plant wasn't the cheapest plant and I'm afraid I'll burn it or something. So maybe I'll slowly like inch it towards the sun and we'll see what happens. But if you sun stress your Hoya Sunrise, let me know how you're doing it. How did you acclimate it to that sun? Because I want to do that and I want it to look really cool and like fiery for the summer. But yeah, I really like this one and I'm hoping to sun stress it this summer. All right, number 4 is a plant that I cannot believe I found in real life. Like I still can't believe I found it. And it's Hoya Carnosa Compacta. This is one I actually found at Home Depot and I've only seen it there one other time and I bought it. I'll show it to you. This was the first one that I found. It was one long vine and I found it there. It was in like a hanging basket that was way too big for it. Like one of those ones that looks like it's made of like moss or something, like a brown one. I didn't buy it, and when I got home I kept thinking about it and I kept talking about it and my boyfriend was like, let's just go get it. So we drove back over there and I bought it and I had a heart attack. Like I still can't believe I have this. I think it's one of the coolest looking plants out there. It's just really awesome. So the leaves are kind of folded in on themselves, like folded in half like this. So the inside of the leaf is on the inside and this part here that you're seeing is the outside of the leaf. So it's kind of fuzzy. It feels like the underside of a leaf and they all kind of look like bean pods. Like there were some beans in here that emptied out and now they're just empty pods. It's really cool and I love this one. Let me show you the other one that I got. This is the other one that I found. I didn't find it like this or buy it like this. I actually bought 3 or 4, I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 small ones, and I bought this pot and I stuffed them all in here because I really wanted a big full pot like this because I see people have one like this and I just wanted one. So I bought it and I made it myself. And I think it's so cool. Like I still can't believe this grows in nature like this. It's really awesome. This is one I do find a little bit tricky to water though. So I'm gonna zoom in. You might be able to see some of the leaves here are a little bit wrinkled, a little bit pruny, which is telling me it's extremely thirsty. So this is one I'm always feeling like I'm underwatering and eventually one time I'm not gonna get to it in time. I'm just always worried to overwater Hoyas. But this is one I think I'm always underwatering. So I have the same care on this one. I kind of wait till the leaves are a little bit softer. But with this one, I find it a little tricky just because of the shape of the leaves and how they're folded on themselves. So I feel like I'm always waiting a little too long to water it. But it's doing well with that care. And so far so good with this one. And I just love it. And I've never seen another one since I bought all these little plants there. So for me, this is not a very common Hoya. I know some people, you know, certain Hoyas are very common to their area, but to me it's not, and I still cannot believe that I have this. I just think it's so cool. All right, top 3. So our number 3 is the Hoya Polynuera. And I love this one. He's so cute. I put it in this little bird planter because these leaves on this one kind of look like, I don't know, feathers or wings or something. I just think it's so cool. I don't think it's probably going to stand up straight like this forever, so I'm kind of just appreciating it while it's here. This one is really cool. I might have to just insert some separate photos of this one though, because I don't think the camera is going to do these leaves justice. You can see through the entire leaf. So some of these Hoyas here have completely dark green leaves. They're really thick. You can't see through them. This one you can see every single vein in these leaves and they are like a work of art. This one's also called the fishtail Hoya just because, you know, look how it grows. It looks literally like a fishtail. It's super cute. This one does need water, so I waited to water it so I can show you. This one is very soft and pliable. The leaves are very thin. You can easily bend them. But for the most part, this leaf is very thin anyway. It will feel a lot firmer, but it's not going to get much firmer. So this is one, get to know your leaves, right? Leave it dried out, wait till the leaf tells you it needs water. And I just think it's so cute. I think he's really awesome. Love this one. Did I say I got this at Cactus Club? I did. I bought this one online as well. I want to show it again. It's so cute. Just love it. All right, number 2 is another one that I purchased at Cactus Club. Or I bought it on their online website. It was delivered in the mail. And this one, I don't know why I love this one so much because it's just this little guy. And it seems like some of these other ones are a lot more showy, but I just love this one. The leaves are very small. They're a very light green. with dark little splashes on it, and I just think it's so cute. It's almost like a silvery kind of green, and I just really like it. I just love this little, I like how cute it is and how compact it is. I like how little the leaves are. This is one I find a little bit tricky with watering too, because I feel like by the time I look at it, it's all wrinkled, and a few of the little vines on here have died because I've waited too long to water it. Like I just watered this the other day, and when I stuck my finger in here earlier, I can only feel the water about right here, and it's already getting super dry. So this is one I have to keep a close eye on. Maybe it's the pot that I have it in, or maybe it's just a very thirsty plant. But this one I do find kind of tricky with the watering. I feel like I'm always underwatering it and not getting to it in time. But either way, I just think it's super, super cute with the light green leaves and the dark splashes. Really nice. I don't know why I like this one so much. I just really do. And our number one Hoya, who could it be? Who have I not talked about yet? Hoya Pubicalix. So I love this plant for so many reasons. First of all, look at it. It's a work of art. It is so beautiful. I love this long, thin leaf with this super silvery kind of splashiness on it. It's so gorgeous. I love this one so much because this was one of the first Hoyas I ever purchased. I actually got it when I bought the Krinkle 8 at the local nursery. I bought these together in a big old hanging basket. This is one I repotted and repotted and repotted because I put it in a pot that I didn't like, and then I was like, oh, I don't like that pot. Put it in another pot. Then it kept dying, so I put it in a smaller pot that I just kept moving it around so much. And every time I would repot it, I would notice the roots were not very well established. They were tiny, tiny, tiny. But at the time, I didn't know anything, not that I know anything now, but I didn't know better then than to stop touching the plant. So when I finally put it in here and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it there, it was probably only like 10 leaves. You could mostly see all the soil on the top, and I loved the way that it looked. I love the way it looks in this pot. I like this like coloring the pot's getting from the water. And I just really liked the way that it looked. And a couple of months ago, my boyfriend actually pointed out like, hey, that plant is growing. And ever since then, it's just exploded with new growth, and each leaf is just more beautiful than the next. I love the way that it's growing. I love that it's growing at all. And I'm just so happy and so thrilled that it's doing something. And I just think it's a really beautiful plant. People say this is one that's really easy to find. For me, Hoyas in general are not very common in my area. So anytime I see one in real life, I just like get super excited. Except the Crimson Princess. I don't know why, I just don't like that one. The care for this one, very similar to the other ones. Let it dry out, let it stay dry. Get to know your leaves. How do they feel? Are they firm? Are they not? This one I do feel a little tricky though, because the leaves are not as firm as the other Hoyas, but get to know your own individual plant. This one I do wait for the leaves to feel kind of thin and soft, and then I give it a really good soak. And so far it's doing very well with that care. But yeah, my number one, I just love it. If you have any of these Hoyas, let me know if you agree on my ranking, especially the ones I said were kind of tricky with watering. If you have those, let me know how you're taking care of them so I can better take care of the plant. Let me know some of your favorite Hoyas. I would love to know. And don't forget to go check out Ana Luisa and their 20% off sale. They have some really, really awesome stuff on their website. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you later in another planty video. Goodbye.